India is poised to be the world's most populous nation. Well, we don't know if that's reason for worry or elation. In 6 years from now, India is headed to beat China. We are 1.3 billion already. Add another 100 million, and by 2024, we will be world number one. How did we become so many? We probably know the reasons, don't we? But more importantly, where did we all come from? Where did the Indian identity, soon to be the world's most prominent nationality, come from? To trace the ancestry of this mammoth population, let's go back in time and in science. Archaeologists, linguists, and genetic scientists have for long debated many a theory on how Indians came to be. Backed by evidence-based scientific secrets, buried deep in our DNA, the manual of life, gene detectives have hunted down amazing stories of how Indians have lived and thrived. One of the most plausible theories takes us back by 70 to 80,000 years to a small tribe of primitive hunter-gatherers in Africa. Our great-great-great-great-great-great-grandpas and grandmas, the ancestors of all living humans of this world. Driven by climate change, yes, it happened even then, and a receding sea, and uncertain food supplies, a bunch of these early Africans embarked on what can easily be called the most important migration in the history of humankind. It is fondly called the Out of Africa theory. Where did these early Africans migrate to? What route did they take? How did they survive this difficult land-sea journey? Questions that we don't have easy answers to. And finally, where did they land? To this question, there is enough genetic evidence to prove that they reached India. The fertile beaches in south of India, to be precise. It is finally from this bountiful land that they populated the rest of the world. genetic scientists peered into the genes of some present-day humans settled in a tiny village in Tamil Nadu to find that they are indeed the descendants of those early settlers in India. But since science can question constantly, and there's always a contrarian view, especially because archaeologists, linguists, historians, and geneticists do not see eye to eye all the time, there's another school of thought which says that this first batch of migrant Africans did not settle here. They were just passing by to the distant landmass of Australia where they actually settled. And from that land of kangaroos, they then populated the rest of the world. In 2009, a landmark study appeared in Nature. Genetic scientists looked at 25 different population groups in India to provide strong evidence for two ancient populations, ancestors to most Indians of today. You, me, everyone. Interestingly enough, they are called the ANIs, or the ancestral North Indians, and the ASIs, or the ancestral South Indians. The North ones were genetically close to Middle Easterners, Central Asians, and Europeans. The South ones were distinct, very different from East Asians or even from the North ones. Almost between 39 to 71% of most Indians come from ANI ancestry, our gene detectives tell us. And people with ASI ancestry may unfortunately no longer exist in mainland India, they say. But our cousins from the Andaman Islands in the Bay of Bengal are unique, since their genes show interesting links to the ASI group. Wow, that's quite a medley of genes and so many unique theories. But the bottom line is, most Indians that live today come from a mixture of these two genetically divergent populations, ANIs and ASIs. How and when did these two groups mix? No one knows for sure, but genetic scientists put the date as somewhere around 1900 to 2400 years ago. No, your great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandpa or grandma wasn't even born then. Did you like this story of the Indian origin? Do you find it intriguing that your genes actually pack in so much information you never ever imagined? If you did, let's hear it out for our genetic scientists who explore the tiniest corners of our chromosomes, weave together our past and present, and lead us into our future. A future where DNA is king. And then let's hear it out for these two young girls. Shimran Zaman, trained Odissi dancer and aspiring lawyer at the Jamia Millia Islamia, and Ritika Mukherjee, a class 12 student at Amity School, Noida, and an aspiring doctor. Come, take center stage, girls. Thank you, thank you.